Hi guys, so I'm finally here with my review on a Royal Caribbean cruise line, dining there and being gluten-free. And I have a ton of like video footage of all of my meals that I ate while I was on the ship, and I really can't do any overlays, so I'm just going to put them at the end of the video, and I'm going to tell you guys about my experience in the beginning of the video. So first things first, I've cruised on Royal Caribbean last month. I actually contacted them myself through customer service, and I asked them, is there a form or something that I need to fill out so that they know that I need to have gluten-free foods. There was a form that they faxed to me, or that they emailed to me, and then I signed it and faxed it back to them. But there wasn't anything on the form about gluten allergies or having celiac disease or anything like that. So I really didn't see what the point was from filling out the form, because there was absolutely nothing on there that pertained to what I was, trying to accomplish. So basically, I did call customer service back again, and I talked to them, and they couldn't really tell me anything else. They just said that they wouldn't recommend I eat anything on the Lido deck or on the pool deck where the food is served, buffet line. They were basically like, there's a high chance of cross-contamination, so you don't really want to eat that food. So fast forward to the actual cruise. It was actually quite interesting. So the first day was the hardest for me because you don't really know what you can and what you can't eat, and so I ate very little on the first day and the first night of the cruise. Every night we went to the formal dining, and so the lady who did the formal dining was like amazing. She couldn't really do anything for the first night, so I just had steak. But for the rest of the week, she went out of her way to make sure I had enough food. She made sure that they had stuff prepared for me that was gluten-free. The really cool thing about Royal Caribbean is, this is what I figured out, the reason why you don't really need that form in the first place is because they've already set up their menu to show if it's vegan, gluten-free, or vegetarian or whatever like that. So you don't really need a special form because they already have gluten-free stuff listed on their menu. Now this is just for breakfast and dinner in the main dining room. As far as the actual buffet goes, there's no labels anywhere. You pretty much have to stop people and ask, is this gluten-free? Now, this is the thing that I realized. Since Royal Caribbean has gone out of their way to have gluten-free foods that are on their menu, then they're serving the same food in their formal dining room as what's on the buffet line. So I figured this out after like 2 days. I was like, I had the sausage, for breakfast, and they told me it was gluten-free. This is the same sausage that they're serving, on the pool deck. So I just started going there and eating breakfast up there because I knew what was the same. So basically that made my life a lot easier, because at least if there was something that I had already previously eaten in the formal dining room and I saw it out in the buffet line, then I knew that it was safe for me to eat. And they also had like a dedicated fryer for all of their french fries. So there were certain things that I could eat, like french fries, and I did eat some tuna salad one day, but basically like lunch was the hardest thing for me because you really shouldn't be eating, stuff that's on the buffet line. There's a great chance for cross-contamination, especially dealing with the salads, because none of their salads are gluten-free. None of their salad dressings are gluten-free. So like if someone's, pouring the salad dressing and it's dripping everywhere, then you can't eat anything that, it obviously came in contact with. And I will say this, the employees that were working the actual like buffet, pool deck, whatever it's called, they were not that helpful, and they would just tell me whatever just to like get me, out of their face. And so what the lady in the formal dining room told me is, she's like, you don't want to just ask, you know, anyone that's putting out food, is it gluten-free? You need to make them go ask the chef. And you know, once I started doing that, I was getting, you know, better results. So I would say this: if you're going to dine on Royal Caribbean, the first day is going to be the hardest, because they won't have anything specifically made that you asked for. So they have the menu already set up, and you can tell what's gluten-free. But if you don't want what's on that menu, it's a very small menu, so if you don't want anything that's being offered that night, you know, they don't know you're coming, so you can't tell them, give me something else, which is why I just had steak the first night. As far as the buffet line goes, I strictly stuck to just eating salad, just lettuce, tomatoes, broccoli, and mushrooms with the balsamic vinaigrette and olive oil. Like I said, none of their salad dressings are gluten-free that were at the buffet line, so that's pretty much what I stuck to. There were times that I would have to like stop them and be like, can you change your gloves, or can you do this? And it's like, it's really clear that they don't really know why you're asking, and then when you try to explain, they still don't understand. So I think it's interesting that Royal Caribbean has gone out of their way to accommodate people who have a gluten-free diet. But if you don't actually try to tell your employees the importance of why they're asking you to do some of the things you're asking, then it kind of defeats the purpose. And an example of this is, when I went to their private island, I actually ordered a drink at the pool bar. I ordered, you know, let's just say it was like vodka cranberry. I ordered something that was very straightforward. It should be real juice, 100% juice, vodka. Those should be gluten-free. The guy who made my drink made me something totally different, and he put it in a glass, in a plastic container with a lid. So I started drinking it, and I was like, this isn't what I asked for. And then I opened it, and it looks more like a milkshake. And I go back and I ask him, you know, what is this that you gave me? And he's like, oh, it's a strawberry daiquiri. And I'm like, I didn't order that. And he's like, well, you drank it. And I was like, no, I drank some of it, but I need to know what's in this, because you could make me very sick by just giving me something and not telling me what it is. And the bar was packed. So then everyone's staring at me, and I'm trying to explain to him to just, you know, whatever you put in this, just show me the container so that I can read what is in the contents. And he was like, I don't understand. And then, you know, like somebody next to me was like, you have celiac disease? And I was like, yes. And he's like, she can't eat wheat, so just give her a container so that she can look at it and see what was in the drink that you gave her. And he was just like, I don't understand. And I saw the containers off to the side, and so I was like, just give me that container so I can read it. And so it was like a huge thing. And you know, it turned out that they were using, you know, gluten-free like milk, coconut milk, and strawberry juice to make their daiquiris. But that like really scared me, because I was like, I can't believe that I'm going through all this trouble to make sure that I don't get sick, and then you give me some drink that I didn't ask for. And he didn't understand anything about wheat. He didn't understand anything about gluten, celiacs. You know, he was just like making drinks. He didn't care. You know, obviously he gave me the wrong drink, and then he wanted to argue with me about it, you know. So you just have to be really careful across the board. As far as their room service goes, their room service is like not the best. They don't have a lot of stuff available for room service to begin with, and you can't deviate from what's on that list. So if you ask them for something, like I think I wanted like a chicken salad, and they were like, you can't have chicken, that you can have this salad that's on the menu, you can't have chicken with a salad. And there wasn't a lot on that menu that was gluten-free, and the salad they brought me had a hair in it. Man, that made me mad. I was really hungry that night too. So that's pretty much my overall experience. There was really no gluten-free bread available on the buffet line. I did have gluten-free bread when I ate dinner. They went out of their way to make me a cute little gluten-free key lime pie for my birthday, and it was so sweet and it was so nice. And like I said, I had a really good service in the main dining room. The person that helped me all week, she went like above and beyond to make sure that I was getting fed. And she's the one who told me, if you eat at the buffet, then you check with a real chef, not someone who's just putting out food. So that pretty much is my experience. I don't really know if I'll go on Royal Caribbean again, just because it's just, I really like being able to have gluten-free pasta and pizza for lunch, and I just couldn't get that. And so just eating plain salads for lunch with nothing on them, oh, it was tedious. And I didn't even find out until like the last day that I was on the cruise that the meat and the cheese were in fact gluten-free that was in the salad bar. Someone told me that it wasn't gluten-free like on the second day. So, you know, it just helps to know things and know what you're going into. I tried to recall everything and remember everything that was important. So if you guys have any questions, like if there's anything that wasn't clear or anything that I may have left out, just leave me a comment in the description or in the comments area, and I'll be like more than happy to answer any questions that you have. So now I'm just gonna show you guys like all my video for my food, and I have video of the buffet line, and this was on Enchantment of the Seas.